Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 BMW 540i xDrive. Huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this sedan for me today. Take a look at their website, that link is down in the description. This 540 is finished off in black sapphire metallic. MSRP is just over $79,000. This is powered by the 3-liter turbocharged inline-6. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic. It pumps out 375 horsepower, 398 pound-feet of torque. Sent through that xDrive all-wheel drive system, it will propel this 4,300-pound sedan from 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. Top speed is 155 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 18 gallons, and you'll expect to see 26 miles per gallon in the city and 32 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 117.9 inches. Its overall length is 199.2. It has a width of 74.8, a height of 59.7, and its ground clearance measures in at 6.1 inches. Now this particular model has several packages. There's the M Sport Pro package, the Executive package, and a few other creature comforts that I will go over. So with one of those packages, this also has the illumination for the kidney grille. So you'll notice that light in the entire surround there, finished off in gloss black. There's a forward camera, even the sensor for distance pacing up front, and active grille shutters. So those sections will open up to provide cooling when needed. Now there's also LEDs for all the lighting with a nice dark housing, and then several cutouts in the lower section. There's a lot of nice contoured lines and angles, especially in that lower bumper too, and some inlets on both sides to provide some better airflow and aerodynamics. Now this model also has a set of 20-inch wheels with a two-tone design, and it gets the blue M Sport brakes. There are a few different color options you can go with, of course. Now this has body-colored side mirrors that are power folding. There's a camera and a turn signal, and then this model also has a full moonroof up top. You'll notice all of the window trim is gloss black, just to match nicely with this particular model. And this also has the flush mounted design for the door handles, and you'll notice the 5 badge stamped at that rear trim accent. Now this also has a very thin body colored spoiler. There's LEDs for all the lighting, backup camera, all the parking sensors, and then some nice edges in that lower diffuser there. Now you can use the key fob to remote start this, and then you can also use the key fob or the release underneath to gain access to the cargo space, as this does have that power trunk lid. Now for the 5 Series, there's a good bit of space in the back. You'll notice there's some storage bins on both sides, and then you can also fold down the back seats. There's no storage underneath the floor, but you have plenty of room to place in items, and of course folding that seat down will give you a lot more space. Now there's also 2 buttons up top where you can close that trunk lid or lock the vehicle. Now if you do lock the vehicle, there's no proximity door handle on the back door handles there, so you would have to grab the front one or unlock it using the key fob. Now for this interior, you'll notice Bowers & Wilkins for the audio, which is an option. There's also the rear sunshades, so you can use those as needed. All of the leather and blue stitching is a really nice accent. There's some storage down below, and then some brushed accents for the release handle. And then you'll notice there's some blue stitching located throughout the back seats. And if we fold this down, you'll notice the large cutout, so you can easily place items through there as needed. Now as we hop into the back at 5'10", I have a good bit of space. You'll notice there's an area you can attach and charge tablets with some ambient lighting above that. There's vents in the back along with some more auxiliaries. You get heated rear seats, which is an option, and then a little bit of storage down below. And then at my height, I have maybe an inch or so of headroom, so it's pretty spacious for this 5 Series. I can sit upright, be comfortable, maybe go on a short road trip. Now right in the middle, there's the armrest with 2 cup holders. And then you can also fold this middle seat down individually if you need to, just making it a little bit more convenient. And you'll notice how thin this pillar is, so you can easily see around it. Now as we work our way up front, for the 5 Series, you'll notice this ambient lighting strip for the front doors, where there's memory seating adjustments, lock and unlock, all of your window controls, side mirror adjustments, even the trunk release there. And then more stitching for these front seats, where you'll notice some more blue accents on the shoulder bolsters there, including some BMW color stitch there. And it's also on the headrest too. Really cool option for this seat. And now as we hop in, with the 540, you get the flat bottom design for the steering wheel. This one has a color matched stripe up top. But let's go ahead and start this up. Take a listen to how it sounds. And coming back to the gauge cluster now, you'll notice for the current layout, miles per hour is on the left, tach is on the right side, and then there's fixed information in the lower section. Now to further go through that information, you can use this settings button right in the middle, where there's also volume, shortcuts to your audio, Bluetooth, and voice commands. So by pushing on that, now we can scroll through a bunch of content. So you can look at all of this information, just depending on what you would like to see, including the augmented reality camera system. You can also pull up some more of this, just depending on what you need to see. Now you can also adjust the layout of this. So you have a few different ways you can view this information. And then the last one is for the head-up display. So you can go through a few different settings here, just depending, again, on how you're driving and the info you would like. Now there's also paddle shifters on both sides. You get a boost paddle on this left, and then there's cruise control settings. Now to the left, you have a few adjustments for the air vents, along with headlight adjustments, and you can see more of that lighting behind there. There's leather for the dash, and then with the infotainment system, you have a lot of info to go through, and the lower section is fixed, so you can easily get through all of this. Or you can use the shortcuts down below, where this model has some crystal options, which is nice to see. Now there's Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, you have your interior, exterior lighting. There's quite a lot that you can gain access to. Now for the home screen, it does have a split view, so you can look at the nav on one side and then go through information on this left. There's also all of your climates, the navigation and music, and then this model has heated and ventilated seats, a heated steering wheel, and then temperature adjustments for your climates. Now you'll notice more ambient lighting underneath that, along with some more adjustments for the air vents in the middle. There's also storage down below, auxiliaries and cup holders, and then you have crystal for the volume control there. There's tuning behind that. If you push on My Modes, you can go through a few of these where you will get some funky graphics, and it will also adjust the sunshades automatically depending on the mood that you get into. Now some of these are just for the visual effect, but you do have Sport Mode, which will also improve your throttle response. So there's a few here that actually have some performance benefits, and some are just for your mood for the day. Now there's also a shortcut to get into your driver assistance along with your drivetrain and chassis, and you do have a shortcut for the camera system. So you can pull up several different angles just depending on what you need to see. You can even clean the cameras or pull up the 3D view here and see around the entire vehicle. So you have no shortage of visibility issues. Now in order to put this in reverse, simply just take the crystal shifter and push it forwards, and then you have drive and sport mode, and the e-brake is park. Auto hold is behind that. There's a split armrest opening with some auxiliaries. There's also a locking glove box, which has plenty of space. And then there's garage door buttons up top, dome lights, and controls for the moonroof or the sunshade there. The glass is fixed, so that does not open. And then here's a look at visibility over both shoulders where you can easily see. As we set up behind the wheel now for the 540, this is a vehicle I don't get to drive all that often. They are very hard to find on dealer lots. And this model here, having all of the M Sport additions, is a very nicely spec'd 5 Series. These seats are also fantastic. Just for the few miles that I've put on it so far, this is a really nice seat. Now, if you put it into sport mode, like I mentioned earlier, the bolsters actually get a little bit tighter on both sides. So they are functional in holding you a little bit more. That way you can have a very functional daily driving seat. You can put it in a relaxive mode where it will open up, or you can put it in the sport mode setting if you want it to be a little bit of a tighter fit. So that way if you're on some back roads or something like that, you can have that functional seat. So this is a really cool option. We have a model here that doesn't have a lot of power necessarily. It's a quick vehicle. If you wanted even more, you could go up to the M5 or a different M car. This is more of that M Lite version, just having all of the M Sport packages, which do provide some functional characteristics. There is some cosmetics with it too, but it's definitely a good option to go with if you're looking for a really nice daily driver, one that's going to be fuel efficient and have plenty of power to get up and move. Now, also with the performance of this model, we have the boost paddle on this left side. So if I hold it for a few seconds, it's actually going to count down from 10 seconds. It'll downshift 2 gears, and then you have plenty to be able to merge, do what you need to do, and then it'll go back to normal. Now, from the driving that I have been able to do in the 540 in general, this is a nice vehicle. It has plenty of space. It's a good size sedan to make it practical enough for backseat passengers. You can go with some smaller sedans from BMW like the 3 Series, but if you want a little bit more practicality for your backseat passengers, this would be the good option to go with, without going to a 7 Series, of course, which is a much bigger vehicle. But we have a lot of nice tech for this model. And as far as the seating position goes too, at 5'10", I have maybe 2.5 inches or so of headroom, and this seat is height adjustable. So I can lower it slightly just to get a little bit more comfortable. Let's do another acceleration here. Sounds good too. It's not too loud as you would expect for a model like this. The 5 Series is kind of a good blend between being very luxury focused, but also offering a little bit of power or performance, just depending on how you spec it. And we're in sport mode, 2nd gear, here we go. And a mild acceleration. The paddles are also very responsive as well. So you do have those to use when needed, just to give you some of those sporty characteristics. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the latest generation 5 Series. Definitely really cool. There are some quirky features that you don't see in some of the other sedans, like all of this lighting here, as well as a few of these different modes here. So just depending on the mood that you would like, as I showed earlier, you have some graphics there that will change depending on that mood. And as I said, it's a very fun vehicle to drive, very luxury focused at the same time. And of course you have several ways that you can spec this depending on the options and everything that you would like. And as far as its handling goes, handles well. In sport mode, we have the bolster support like I mentioned earlier, so they will hold you a little bit more. But this would make for an excellent daily driver. With how comfortable it is, you're really not even hearing any of the road noise or wind noise, traffic, anything like that. It's definitely very well insulated and will give you a very nice vehicle. All of the tech is easy to go through and use too. So that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 BMW 540i. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.